Hello everyone, this week I'm continuing with a painting which I started in a previous video. Here I'm adding some collage papers from these beautiful Japanese patterns. I've put the finished painting in the top corner so you can see how it progresses. And a little bit of a twist to this video because I took a few days off and I went visiting around France. Here I am in the south of France, and so I thought I'd share a little bit with you. Here I am in Pau, beautiful town in southwest France. Here I'm walking along the Boulevard de Pyrénées, where you can have a beautiful panoramic view of the Pyrenees Mountains. We're in April, springtime, so all the beautiful greenery, and there in the distance we've still got some snow-capped mountains. Here I've spun right round to give you a view of the town and then panning around to the view of the mountain landscape. So after the collage, like usual, I went in with paints, and as you may notice, most of the collage has disappeared. If you look really close, you can still see some showing through. Here I go in with some metallic paints. I fancied this kind of silver glow effect, using my fingers to rub in the paints, and I keep going backwards and forwards, putting silver down, putting some normal paint down, so putting metallics down, then going back to normal paints, using my fingers here to rub in. I wanted to create this kind of dreamy effect. I also added some silver leaf. I'll keep putting the picture up so that you can see how the painting transforms, but more so that you can see how these layers disappear. And I really like the process of when you can just catch little glimpses of that history of the creation of the painting. Here's the town centre of Pau. Lovely fountain and this lovely little merry-go-round, kind of a vintage style merry-go-round. And off this centre is all little streets where I found my favourite shops, like this Chocolaterie de la Couronne, Crown Chocolates. And I think I was more attracted to this blue colour that they had in the window display. The paintings that I'm working on at the minute are looking quite blue. And here some French macarons. So of course my daughter and I chose one each. My daughter chose exotic and I was in between violet and raspberry, and I chose fraise, basilic, strawberry and basil, which was interesting. Next time I'm going to get the violet, but they were very nice. Here I started going in with this lovely sage greeny colour, which I was really enjoying. A big contrast to my bright colours I usually use, but I wanted to get this, try and play around with this mix of bright and more subdued colours. For me, anyway. At this point I'm still using acrylic paints, but later on I'll move to oils. Here we are leading up to the chateau, the castle of Po Castle, which has a big royal history. It was the birthplace of Henri IV, Henry IV, and we didn't visit inside this time, but we have visited before. It's got beautiful rooms, really lovely tapestries, enormous tapestries. Really beautiful, and they have still got the cot where Henry IV slept. Here is a beautiful little pond with koi carp, and this takes me right back to my art student days, because I did a series of work on koi carp in lakes in Cornwall back in the day. So a little flashback for me there. I feel like digging out some of my old artwork. So this is the castle and the herb garden. Do let me know in the comments if you're enjoying seeing little glimpses of France like this. If you do, then I'll make more videos when I'm out and about on my travels. Little insight into French life. Here I am using kind of a waxy crayon to get some extra marks in there. In fact, all through the painting at the back of my mind is to create a variety of different types of marks, meaning different sizes, using different mediums to create this complexity of visual interest. There you can see I've got some watery paints on my paintbrush, just making some splash marks, which you can see there. So here I have moved on to oil paints now. Starting with some glazes, using this yellow, cool yellow glaze for the background. So here I start playing around with this bird flying in the distance. I knew that I wanted to make it smaller, so I'm just working away at that. I don't know, it just seems to take me a long time to do it. Putting paint on, rubbing paint off. It's funny how when you look back on it, you just think, why didn't I just paint it or cover it all together and then just paint the bird in again? But, you know, on hindsight, I just really struggled with trying to get this a little bit right. Here you see me using both sides of my paintbrush the brushy bit and the end to make like these scratchy marks. Oh, so while you're watching me playing around trying to get my little bird right, I just wanted to say thank you to all my subscribers, and a big shout out to a channel that is always supporting me and commenting on my videos. It's called Crafting Rosie, and she's probably there below on this video saying something positive and nice and encouraging. So she's got a little art channel as well, so you can pop over and see what she's up to. So thank you to all my new subscribers, and thank you all for your support. So at the end I came in with these other little tools, little types of mediums. Got some pastels going on there, some oil pastels and some dry pastels. Not called dry pastels, what are they called? It's got to call dry pastels in French. I can't think of the word in English, gosh. Sorry, anyway. And some woodies. So I still wasn't satisfied with this little bird, so I'm still going over it, still trying to push it further back into the distance. I think it just became that little irritating thing. That let me know if you get something like this on some work that you get working on and kind of get hooked into it. Hopefully I got it in the end. Let me know what you think. So these woodies, I really love these woodies. They're really chunky coloured pencils. I've got two packs, one kind of pastel shades and one darker shades. But I really love them. They can mix them with water as well, and they're kind of like watercolours after when you mix them with water, a bit like the Caran d'Ache pastels. But I really love these chunky pencils, and I'll put a list of all the kind of products that I use down below in the description if you're interested. These shiny little kind of metallic type crayons as well. I like to use just some of those little finishing touches, all these little bits at the end I really enjoy. you enjoyed watching the finishing touches to this painting. A little trip to Po. We're finishing up in a nice tea room with a jasmine tea. Bye for now. Au revoir.